Hello, class, and welcome to Introduction to Public Health. I'm your professor, Frank Henry Allah. And today we are going to talk about the neighborhood and built environment. This is actually a social determinant of health. If you recall, the Healthy People 2030 identifies this as one of the social determinants of health. It's where people live, where people work, um that really has a big impact on their health. As we learned, the guiding questions are, we're going to define what is a neighborhood, what is a built environment, and then what I ended up doing was, how does environment impact health? That's the broad question, and then we're going to pull out some examples of how exactly things that are in our environment actually impact our health. So we're going to look at how radiation, mercury, lead, arsenic, asbestos, and also certain chemicals like pesticides really impact our health. But first, let's do a rewind. And so once again, I pulled this out to highlight that we're going to be talking about environmental here. And remember that wellness is this continual process, right? It's an active process. And so we're constantly trying to do things for us to become healthy, right? So that we can achieve health. So wellness is the process that we utilize so that we become healthy, right? So if you notice, we have environmental wellness, and environmental wellness leads to environmental health. So if things within your built environment, things within your neighborhood and within your community are impacting you negatively, then it's not going to allow you to achieve optimal health. And so once again, we look over here and we look at the this figure here, and we see that everything is interconnected. So what's happening to you, what's impacting you in your environment level, is also going to be impacting all your other aspects of health as well. Here are the determinants of health, as we talked about once before. There's non-modifiable and modifiable ones. So non-modifiable are those things that we are born with, and we're going to find out that some of the things that are exposed to, like, pregnant mothers within their environment actually affects their children, right? So, or the child that is being born. So while a child's being developed in the womb, it actually can be affected. And so what it sets up a child for a lifelong disabilities that cannot be modified after they've been exposed and possess these disabilities. We also have modifiable determinants of health. So those are all about the individual behaviors. Remember, behavior is responsible to your internal, external environment. And we also have social factors, health services, policy making, and also health disparities as well. I pulled this out once again for us to look at the socio-ecological model, to be reminded that the individual is impacted by their relationships, their community, and the society as a whole, right? So we're going to be looking at some policies that that affects individuals. We're also going to be looking at things that are present within communities that affects individuals. And then we're also going to look at relationships, right? The pregnant mother, that's a relationship with the fetus. We're going to be looking at that as well. So we're going to look at how these different aspects of our environment really impact us. And I pulled this out once again to highlight and to remind you all that, public health works by passing laws, right? And at every level of government, whether it be local, state, or federal, there's these three branches. There's a legislative branch, executive branch, and judicial branch. Okay. The executive branch has what we call as the cabinet, and they get to choose, depending on who the political party is, they get to choose who heads these different departments. And we talked about Department of Health and Human Services. But down here, this is not a cabinet, but these are independent entities or agencies that the government set up in recognition that they need a more specialized help in these particular fields. And one of those agencies is down here to the left is the Environmental Protection Agency. So we're going to be talking about the Environmental Protection Agency. And once again, remember, depending on who's in office, the heads, the leadership of these organization agencies change. And then that leaves a ripple effect to what policies get turned over or what policies actually get made. I pulled this out because this is all about social justice, meaning that we really need to look at these different health disparities and really getting to the root of the problems. Remember, we have to identify the roots of the issues. So a lot of times we see things within a community, we see things in the community and we're trying to figure out why is this present in the community, and a lot of times it's due to the foundation of that community. So we're going to see here that there's issues within the community, whether it be poor schooling, and for us we're going to be focusing on environmental toxins. But if the community right here at the trunk is not strengthened, the disparities is so great, the negative health outcomes are so great that the community is not able to thrive. Over here on the right, if we really get down to the root of the problems, right? We really get down to the root of the problems and we begin to fix those roots. We begin to actually go in and, like, for us, this environmental, so we're going to be cleaning the environment, strengthening the community. This is the trunk level, strengthening the community. You see that the disparities are lessened, right? The negative health outcomes still exist, but the community is still able to flourish. And that's what's important here. We want a thriving community. So that's the purpose. And that's it for the rewind.